Thanks for your support as a channel member, Pulse Potato! 2 races for you today. Our recent form has us relatively well set in about P13-14 with Fred Vesti. But today's races in Baku and Singapore are primed for carnage and chaos. And hopefully that can promote us to the points. And we are going to propose an offer to Paul Aaron. His stats are better than Fred's. Generally, we compared the 2 drivers. I mean, most of the blue is on Paul Aaron's side. The only ones that are really important, overtaking and control, are on Fred's side. So yeah, make of that what you will. And yeah, we're going to now make a contract offer to Paul Aaron. 2 seasons, we'll stick to it. And yeah, that is the contract offer for Paul Aaron. We've also been joined by a couple of new people in the team. Callum Williams is a new race engineer for Fred. That's a name in the game. And yeah, if you want to be name in the game, join the membership at the World Champion tier. And just like Pulse Potato, you can be one of our affiliates. He may join us as a race driver, he may not. He may get poached, as might Justin, so we don't know. We don't know. Paul Aaron, what are you saying? So he wants 4 seasons, 4 million, 345,000, a bonus threshold of 19th. Bro, I'm not giving you 19th. What? We're lowering the payout then to 30 grand. Okay. Let's try that. 14 days. He's got to get back to us. Don't really want to be paying out for P19. We've got emails. I'll just pretend that I read them and we can set some driver targets. 18th and 20th, please. We've done our bit. Tyres are up to temperature. Let's see what lap time we can deliver. Fred's personal best is a 44.2. Personal best in the first sector for Fred. Baruti obviously going to be struggling, but so he'll be out, but he's ahead of Zhou already. Vesti is improving and he goes from a 44.2 up to 10th place. He's improved significantly. Great work from Fred. That is outstanding. Oh, red flag. That was a surprise. George Russell has crashed. Did Crofty say you could hear the cheers? Clearly, because there was fans there, and he's just under his straight into the wall, and that's the end of his session. Red flags. He's not happy. Let's attack on the tyres, deploy, and push with the engine. See if we can go faster. Can we get into Q3 here? We need to find 1.2 seconds. Don't sweat it. We're not even improving in the first sector. Shock. Middle sector. Personal best. Can we get to Q3? Unlikely. Very, very unlikely. But we barely improved, honestly. Game suggested a 2-stop. We're going to go with a 1-stop. Should be fairly effective, but it could also leave us completely exposed towards the end of the race. Hopefully, there'll be a well-timed safety car, which would be very, very, very useful. Not under-fueling, because I don't want to be left trying to recover fuel when there's not a safety car. But obviously, would then be, if we do get one, we'll be a bit heavy, but we can always burn that fuel off. Everything's set. Let's go to Baku and expect carnage. All eyes to the lights then. We've got 3, 4 and 5 of them. They were out almost immediately. The lights are out, the race is on. We're going from 11th place and straight into P10. And Albon's fighting back. Baruti has dropped to 19th. That's not the start we were looking for. A lot of people on soft tyres. Piastri's on hards. Sonoda also on hards. We're moving into 10th place. We're into the points. Maybe this is the day we get that elusive first point. If we can see off Alex Albon here. Let's see, oh, it was close to contact, but we've got the move done. We are in to P10, and we're on the tail of Lewis Hamilton. Excellent start for Vesti. Terrible start for Baruti. He's just going backwards. He's sending up the inside, though, and almost causing a crash. DRS is active, and we are overtaking Lewis Hamilton. Fred Vesti he's sending it. He's going for it. We might be better off just staying behind the Mercedes, but let's enjoy it while it lasts. Fred Vesti overtakes Lewis Hamilton. Don't mind if we do. Unbelievable. We're going to lose the place almost immediately. But, you know, let's have some fun. We're here to fight, and we're doing just that. Right, start of lap 6. It's kind of unfolding a little bit here. The power of the DRS is just killing us. There goes Daniel Ricciardo. Baruti is 18th. He's just fighting out with Gasly and Ocon and co. But we have tumbled back down to 14th, having been as high as 9th. But it's just that DRS, and we just can't stay with anyone long enough through this section to pick up the advantage again. We might be able to stay with Ricciardo here, and he could then drag us back along to Tsunoda and Albon. But it's been a real struggle so far. We've got a big buffer back to Bottas, so don't need to worry about him. But we could do with just sticking with this train and going with them. What isn't helping is obviously we're on mediums and most of them are on softs and in faster cars, as Fred gets back in front of Ricciardo with a Daniel Ricciardo style lunge into turn 1. Let's take a look at this. This was pretty spectacular. It's come from a fair way back. Ricciardo leaving the door open, and through we go. Oh, for Christ's sake. We need to stop crashing. Honestly, he's done exactly what Russell did in qualifying, just without causing a red flag. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Major front wing damage, minor suspension damage. We've got to bring him in. And we'll just put him on the hards now and then hope for something later on. Oh. He's done so much good for us, but he's also done some really dumb stuff. Really infuriating stuff. Okay, Fred Vesti coming to the pit lane. 15 laps to go. We will be much quicker than those we come out behind, because we will come out behind quite a few people. 2.4 second stop. That's decent, to be fair. Really nice stop from the team. We will catch Bottas and Magnussen. 2.5 for Baruti. Great work. And he will come out just behind Tsunoda, who is a lap ahead of us. But Vesti is right on the Sauber and the Haas, so we can at least finish 14th. 30 seconds to make up to Sargent. We'd need Piastri to have a mechanical failure to promote us any further than that, as we go into the fast section out the back, side by side with Bottas. Can we make this stick? Not quite yet. Let's hop on board with Fred. Oh, Sainz has got a mechanical fault. Bottas also has a mechanical problem. That's literally just developed, and through goes Vesti. Lovely work. And now we can get after Magnussen. Okay, we've blasted past Magnussen. We are only 12.7 seconds behind Sargent. We might be able to get him, actually. If we continue at this pace, we should be able to catch him. What lap times will we do? So he's just on a 2:04. But he's just stopped. We're not catching Logan Sargent. Alright, well, Baruti is finished in 19th. Here comes Vesti for P14. I want to just call that race stupid, because all the accidents, there should have been some safety cars, but there wasn't. Well, hopefully Singapore brings us better fortunes with safety cars and red flags. Hopefully not caused by us. Race simulator concerns. Right, this is not good because our drivers will then not improve. But we don't want them getting worse because the PlayStation is broken or something. Right, have we got 2 suspension parts to put on the car? That's good. We'll at least be taking 2 cars to Singapore, but what state they'll be in by the time we finish it, I have no idea. And we've got rain forecast for the race. Fantastic. Right, let's go with 18th and higher. Should we go? Yeah, we'll go 18th and higher with Baruti as well. Sod it. Right, just over 2.5 minutes remain in Q1. We are on the bubble with Baruti Nweke. We are about to be on track with both cars. So, let's see. Fred is 12th. Baruti needs to improve. And we should get a bit of a toe off of George Russell, actually, for Baruti. We'll follow his lap. Sargent with the lockup. Every time I see a yellow flag in qualifying, I have a minor heart attack that it is one of our drivers doing something stupid. Right. Let's do something great, please, Baruti. You need a good lap because you have fallen into the drop zone. You need to find probably just 2-3 tenths of a second and you'll be okay. Fred not improving, but Baruti is. That is a step in the right direction. A 27.8 for Fred, 27.7 for Baruti in the first sector. That slipstream from Russell ahead doing something, it would seem. Fred is into the middle sector and is not improving. I think he's fine, so actually I'm going to call him in. Just abort the lap because we're safe. All down to you, Baruti. Can you knock out Esteban Ocon and get yourself into Q2? Yes, he can! Outstanding. He just misses out on getting Magnussen, but he has got himself into Q2. Good lad. Very, very good lad. I think it might be Baruti's first Q2 that's in the dry. I believe he's got into Q2 in the wet, maybe? He did SQ2 in Austria, but that was in the rain. Right, oh, we're going to be tight getting the second lap in. But we do have a Ferrari and an Aston Martin to follow for Baruti. We're currently slowest of everybody because we did our first time on used tyres. Let's see what Fred Vesti can deliver. He's our big hope for the session. He does need to find 6 tenths of a second to beat his own teammate, but that's because Nweke was ahead of him and probably holding him up on their previous run. Baruti is dropping back from the 2 that he's following, but it's a personal best for Fred, not so for Baruti. 3 tenths slower than Fred in the first sector. But the fact that Baruti's in Q2 is mildly astonishing. Fred, how is your middle sector coming together? Nicely is the answer. There is an Aston Martin in the way. Baruti's not improving, so this is a bit of a duff lap from him. Fred Vesti goes 13th. Nice. Good job. And Baruti stays 16th. He didn't improve. But yes, solidly in the midfield here for us, Ahgp. Liking this qualifying performance. We're out of qualifying for now, but that is a really good performance, isn't it? That's our best qualifying of the season, sort of combined. Rain's coming around lap 30, so we're going to not go 1 stopping. We're going to 2 stop this race. We're going to do a stop before the rain comes, so we make a switch to fresh tyres and attack everybody. It's a tactic that has worked for me before. I'm banking on it working again today. We've underfueled, we're ready to do a motor race, so let's get to the grid and see what Singapore has in store for us. All right, here we go. All Red Bull front row. And we've got 4 and 5 red lights. The lights are out. The race is on. We're going from P12. I think there was a grid drop somewhere. Lewis Hamilton has got a grid drop by the look of it. Baruti is up into 14th. Vesti, for a moment, he was 10th. What's he up to? He is on the inside of Ferrari's Charles Leclerc and Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso. That's what he's up to. He's into 10th place. Bro is a madman on the first lap. He loves sending it and moving forward. He's now in a Ferrari sandwich. This is fantastic. What's everyone started on tyre-wise? Medium and hards. We're the only team to have picked the softs, but we have a cunning plan and we know what we're doing. For a second we were 9th there. Baruti's up to 13th. We're actually flying. Tyres are taking a bit of a walloping, but we are going very, very nicely. Here comes Fred Vesti challenging Carlos Sainz. This is a completely false position because the lightweight of the fuel, well, lightweight of the car because of the underfueling, and we're on softer tyres. But it's going to keep us in the hunt, and then when they've all got older tyres, we can come back at them with mediums. And that is how we're going to get ourselves, hopefully, into the points. Right, lap 9, we've fallen to P12. We're now nearly 2 seconds behind Fernando Alonso. The soft tyres are starting to lose their edge, but everyone on these hards and mediums is going to be exposed to us later on, obviously before the rain arrives. So it will be a case of when we get those soft tyres on, we'll need to attack, but we've actually now got a mechanical fault in the gearbox. This is because I didn't change the parts, and now we're going to get found out for it. Yeah, that's concerning. Minor. Doesn't say anything about managing it, but that's fine. Probably won't be able to push so much on it. Yeah, it doesn't say anything. But we're approaching our pit stop lap, and we've got 9 seconds between our two drivers, so we could theoretically stop them on the same lap. We've got a virtual safety car because Baruti has smashed the car into the barrier and is out of the race. He's just been overtaken by Hamilton and he's dropped it on the curbs, and that's all she wrote. And that's more repair jobs, that's more manufactured parts, that's more cash that we simply don't have needing to be spent. This is quite the concern, although it does give Fred a beautiful moment to pit for fresh tyres. We might just come out ahead of... Will we come out of... No, we'll come out just behind Gasly. So 2.7 second stop. Yeah, that means we don't lose quite as much ground as we would have before. VSC ending. Let's go attacking and hopefully don't crash the car. Alright, Fred Vesti's first victim is Pierre Gasly. See you later, Pierre. Hero of past adventures. But now just another victim to strike off as we surge back through the field. We probably won't catch Hamilton, but our target needs to be Albon, and then we need some misfortune, like quite a lot of it, in the top 10. Vesti now moves up into 15th. He's found a way past Ocon. It took him a little bit longer than anticipated, but he's got the job done eventually. Immediately into DRS on the Williams duo. Maybe that's what made it a little bit more tricky to pass Ocon, was because he also had DRS. But let's see how we get on here against Logan Sargent. No way through just yet. I've got him driving in clean air just to try and make these overtakes slightly easier. Wow! Round the outside, and that'll become the inside for the final two corners. Don't end up completely upside down, but that's P14, and now we can attack Albon for 13th. Let's hop on board with Fred. Is he going to send it into turn 6 or 7? I can't remember which corner number that is, but we stay behind for now. Alright, Callum says the rain isn't far away. And we're not far away from Lewis Hamilton, only 8 seconds. We've passed Albon and have left him behind by almost 2.5 seconds, which is pretty good going. So we could definitely get a point here if the cards fall our way, but we need 3 people to drop out of the top 10. But there is rain coming, so there's a definite possibility of crashes and problems. And Vesti's minor issue has gone away with the gearbox. That's good news. Alright, the rain is here and it's going to be wet very quickly. So we need to get straight in for inters. Sainz is the first one in. I'm sure Leclerc's going to follow him. Yep, they're all pouring straight into the pit lane. So we're not really going to gain anything out of this, really, on any of the cars ahead of us. So in we come. We could do with a good stop. It's a long way down to our pit box. Hamilton's already stopped and left. 2.5 seconds, that's good. So it keeps us clear of the Williams, 5th in the DHL Awards. Well, I haven't actually been checking that recently. We've been pulling out some decent stops in recent races. Let's go aggressive on our tyres and see if we can improve our position later on in this race. But at the moment, 13th is fine. We could definitely do with a couple of mishaps up ahead of us to give us a position or two, though. I mean, this is a really interesting race, isn't it, chat? There's just nothing happening. Honestly, this race has been so dead since the rain. Ooh. Okay, well, Max Verstappen has just started his final lap, and absolutely nothing of significance has happened in the last 30 laps. Bottas had a spin, Ocon had a spin. That's about it. Nothing has happened of any note whatsoever. We've actually saved all of our fuel. I don't think there's been a single overtake since the rain stopped. Actually, no, tell a lie. Sargent has got ahead of Albon, and we've put nearly 40 seconds on the Williamses. As you can see in chat, Elite Silver says this has been the most boring race of the stream, well, of the series, sorry, so far. And it really has. Nothing has happened. It's been a dead race since the rain arrived. I've been time 16ing it just to get this to the finish. We're going to carry on like this because there's no point. Verstappen's won the race. We're going to bag another P13. It solidifies our position over Haas, so over Sauber, but it doesn't get us ahead of Haas. Yeah, I mean, is this even going to be a video? It might just be paired up with Baku, because that wasn't much more interesting either. So you might get a double episode here, we'll see. This could be a double episode, and if it is, I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully I made it something better than what it seemed. But yeah, we've just beaten Williams by nearly 40 seconds in the rain. Yeah, that was... I mean, we finished where we would have finished anyway had we not stopped. So yeah, I suppose our strategy paid off. We lost 1 position from our starting space. Obviously Baruti was in the barrier. Yeah, strange old race. Strange old race. Well, for 2 circuits that promise a little bit of chaos and carnage and some unexpected results, we got absolutely none of that. And the race in Singapore, as soon as it rained, like you saw, well, like I said, nothing happened. We just time 16 our way through that on stream, and it was very dull. Let's put it that way. Baku was a bit more exciting, but again, once we picked up the damage, there wasn't too much for us to really get excited about because we were limited in what we could achieve from that point onwards. But even without that, we probably wouldn't have finished much higher because there wasn't that much carnage up ahead. But we move on to the next races in the Americas. Hopefully they can provide the carnage that we need to score some points. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on it for me and subscribe for more F1 Manager content. I'll see you next time. You're the best fans. It's bye for now.